This was not my best beat, but it was the first one that sold. So, just to give a little context, it was Christmas Day. I had already opened a few gifts and I was just kind of, chilling on my couch, not really doing much of anything. When I got a notification and I looked down and I saw this, my very first beat sale. So I just kind of want to talk about that today, and kind of go over a few things. Number one, what this beat is versus what it isn't. Number two, why I think the beat sold. And then number three, what this kind of looks like for my future moving forward. So I guess let's just get started with what this beat was. So I made this beat in May of 2024. This beat sat on my page for over a year and a half before it sold. And when I first made it, I definitely did not think it was going to sell. That was a point in my life where I was just trying to pump out as many beats as possible. So when I made it, I thought it was decent, but I didn't really think anything of it. I just uploaded it and moved on to the next one. And so, yeah, that's kind of what I thought about it. There wasn't any thought behind it. I just kind of made it, posted it, and forgot about it. I guess that just goes to show that things like this can compound quietly over time without any, interaction from me. I haven't touched that beat in, man, over a year and a half since May. Once I uploaded it, I was done with it. So it's really cool to just kind of see it come full circle and finally get sold after sitting there for a while. And, a few things that this beat isn't. This isn't my best beat. Definitely not. It's not the beat that I thought was going to sell first. And it's also not even really my current sound. I've kind of gotten away from those dark, heavy kind of trap beats. But yeah, no, it's the first beat that sold. And I think there were a few reasons that it sold, a few things that it did well, a few things that it didn't do so well. I think the most important thing that allowed this beat to sell is that it fits a niche. It's a dark, slow trap beat, and it's very moody. When you listen to it, it doesn't get you hype. It doesn't get you, going. It's kind of slower and grimier, very dark. And, I try to match that aesthetic with the thumbnail and the title. It feels kind of dark and kind of gross almost. And I feel like that really matches the beat. So I think there was a lot of coherence from thumbnail to title to sound, which really helps when somebody's looking for exactly that. Somebody's looking for a dark beat, a dark trap beat, and they found this one and they decided that's the one that I want. Another thing that it does well is that it doesn't really chase trends. It's not a traditional type beat in the sense of it's a Gunna type beat or a Drake type beat or a Lil Uzi type beat. Really what it is it's a mood type beat. And the good thing about that is moods will never go away. There will always be room for dark, slow, grimy trap beats. Who knows if Gunna's gonna fall off tomorrow, or Moneybagg Yo or Lil Uzi, they could all stop producing music tomorrow. And then you have all of these beats that kind of don't really have anywhere to sit. Whereas if you're going for a mood, dark, hard trap, there will always be room for that. Somebody's always going to be looking for a dark trap beat. And so that's one thing that I think that this beat does pretty well. Another thing that I think probably helped it sell was it's relatively simple comparative to some other stuff that I'd been making. It kind of leaves a little bit of room for imagination on it. It's not too chaotic or hectic, so when somebody's coming along and they kind of listen to it, it's ready for lyrics right now. You don't have to add any more elements. You don't need to add an intro, a riser, an outro. It's pretty much 90% of the way there. It's only missing vocals, which is exactly what you want when you are selling a beat. That way, when an artist stumbles upon it, when they press play, they can instantly start hearing vocals in their head and kind of imagining the pocket where the melody might go, where the verses are, kind of the rhythm that they want to go after. So I think that this beat kind of does that pretty well. It just keeps it controlled and structured in a way that allows for an artist to be ready to buy instantly. And so, yeah, I think those are a few things that kind of just helped it sell overall. Yeah, I guess what this means for my future, looking back at it, this is definitely not a beat that I'm proud of. It's not something that I want to put my name on, but it's also a part of my story. There's no good in deleting it, just because it's not my best work. I mean, it sat on the shelves for over a year and a half before anybody even looked at it. And realistically, this beat didn't do that well. It had a specific buyer, it had a specific use case that the buyer was able to find the beat and was ready to use it right away. And I think that just goes to show how the market, it rewards, usability over anything else, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether you like it or not. As long as somebody could see themselves using it, then it is viable to lease. I guess for me, moving forward, I'm not going to try to recreate that beat. I'm not just going to, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. The more important thing for me is that it's more of a proof of concept than anything else, that you can create something once and it can sell forever. And, I created that beat over a year and a half ago, and it just sold a few days ago. And who knows, it might sell again. Probably not, but it might, right? And that's kind of the whole concept. It's about building long-term leverage with a catalog that you're proud of. For me, moving forward, not much is really going to change. I'm just going to create honestly and post, my process and my progress along the way. Yeah, I guess that's it. I just kind of wanted to bookmark this milestone and leave a digital artifact that I can look back on in 5 years and say, hey, first beat sold. So yeah, here's that track. I'll link it in the description. If it's something that you're interested in, go and check it out. Other than that, I will see you when I see you.